It looks like Eric Byrnes out there.
Hit the wall, Byrnesy.
Let me tell you something, Mad Dog.
All right, here he is, dressed for the occasion. I'll tell you, he dresses like Pat Riley, doesn't he? The man. Where are you? Are you from? You're from the Bay. That's right. You played high school football against Brady, so you are from the Bay Area, Mr. Byrnes. And that is where he is today. Eric's little segment here on Wednesdays. Welcome. How are you today, Pat? Okay?
Well, I'm doing great. I got to say, I want to thank everybody back in Secaucus, New Jersey for noticing my lip lettuce last week. The raccoon that was kind of perched here that actually prompted a call that I got, which was directed from Dave Patterson, who's now running the show there at MLB Network. Now,
yes, he is.
I could not believe, and I'm serious, this is somebody who struggled, and struggled growing facial hair my entire life. So I went a few days without shaving, and to think that they noticed just a little bit of scruff right here, it was one of the proudest moments of my life when I got a call yesterday to say, hey, make sure you shave the peach fuzz from your upper lip. I was pumped up. Thank you.
Excellent. So Patterson's doing his job. Well done there. All right, how about the A-Rod little powwow with the Yankees? I mean, listen, we all know right now nobody's going to take it seriously. The fans could care less. There's not a Yankee fan in America who wants A-Rod on the team who cares really about the Yankees. What is your take from a player perspective about A-Rod here coming back in a couple weeks in spring training?
I mean, does anybody care anymore? It's an old story. And I don't even know. If I'm A-Rod, I don't even think I care anymore. I want to get on with my life. I want to, and I think he, in a sense, was trying to do that. Now, if you're going to come out and make this public declaration that you're going to have this meeting, forget about it. Like, just forget about trying to manage your public perception because it's gone. And, it started when, the original, obviously line, and it was to sit down with Katie Couric, and it hasn't looked good. And then obviously the thing with the Players Association, I heard you say in the last segment, and if you lose that backing, that support, that's really your last result. So right now, if I'm Alex Rodriguez, and you might have a year left, you might have two, whatever, you might have none. But the bottom line is, I'm just trying to mend relationships. So I like the idea of him trying to go out there and do that. But for crying out loud, I mean, it's just an old story. I think anything now that's A-Rod newsworthy for me is going to be if he can perform on the field. Can he or can't he? I look forward to watching to see what happens in spring training.
Well, let's go there. 39 years of age. He hasn't played in a year, and he's got hip issues. Do you expect anything out of him in spring training?
Not really, but look, you can say whatever you want about Alex Rodriguez, but the one thing that I have a ton of respect for him on and about is the way he goes about his business to prepare himself to play Major League Baseball year in, year out. He loves baseball. He wants to be out there. I think any normal person in his situation at this point would have given up and walked away from the money and everything. This isn't about the money, I don't think, in my opinion.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
When it comes at all. But this is about him just wanting to play the game, wanting to get back out there and play the game that he loves. So we'll see if he has anything left. Do I expect anything? No, absolutely not. I don't expect anything. So if he can give us something, if he can excite us at all, if anything, Tinda showing up at camp is giving us something. I know I'm going to be down at Yankees camp at some point this spring, and I can't wait to see what transpires. Now, I want to see him on the field, but I also want to see the circus around him. I mean, this is the industry that we're in, Mad Dog. We like to be entertained, and the one thing I can say about Alex Rodriguez, the two things now, right? He works hard, he busts his rear end, and he is entertaining for the good, bad, or ugly.
It'd be interesting with that New York media. I'm with you on that. All right, how about San Diego and James Shields? Big signing over the weekend for them. He now anchors a staff that's pretty darn good with Ross and with Cashner and Ian Kennedy. I don't like their infield, especially the left side, so they have some holes. Benoit, I don't love closing either, but San Diego now relevant here in the NL West. What's your take on the Padres? What do you have?
Well, let's start at the back end there. I love Benoit closing. I think you're crazy on that. I think he's one of the best relief pitchers.
Would you miss the Tigers and the Red Sox 2 years ago? Oh, come on. Benoit's a great closer. Eric, come back to me. Please.
Benoit's a guy that we go back here. I faced this guy several times. He was always, for me, the sneakiest, nastiest pitcher in the game. A bowling ball sinker at 95 miles per hour, an absolutely filthy slider, and then he drops that split on you. Joaquin Benoit, again, and he's always been this big-time under-the-radar guy. No one, you know, especially, no offense, especially the talking heads that may have not stepped in a major league box at some point, realize how nasty he is. When I think about the greatest pitchers, I'm not always just looking based on numbers. If you want to look on numbers, Joaquin Benoit's numbers are really, really good.
Eric, he's not a champion. He's not a championship closer. He had a chance to do it. He couldn't get the job done.
Who am I uncomfortable against in the box? Joaquin Benoit was never comfortable in the box against
I tell you, Ortiz is comfortable when you have 9 grand slams against him. I mean, gee whiz. I mean, come on, Eric. Pay attention. He has not been a big-time quality ninth-inning closer. Now, be fair. Be fair.
First of all, for me, closers are interchangeable, in my opinion, too. So, I mean, I can't believe we spent this much time on Benoit when we're talking about the San Diego Padres and everything that's going on. Look, I like Benoit. That's the first thing, so I'm going to disagree with you there. Now, what I really love about the Padres and what A.J. Preller has done is he's gotten some good players. So, right, I don't know if Will Myers is going to work in center field. I'm not exactly sure that we know James Shields is going to be an ace at the top of the rotation. You know Justin Upton is going to go out there and give you a quality year. Now, Matt Kemp, what's going to happen with his health? If he's healthy, I think he's going to have a great year. But what's great about this is that you surround those guys, right, with Will Venable, with Cameron Maben, with Carlos Quentin, other guys with question marks around them. But between the 6 guys right there, I'm going to guarantee you that you get a ton of production out of the San Diego Padres. That's what they did not have last year.
But their left side of the infield is bad. All right, forgetting them for a second. Well, the Padres are Are they a playoff team?
Yeah, yes, they are.
Wow.
Now,
okay.
Does it mean they're going to make the playoffs? No, that doesn't mean that. Are they a playoff team? 100%. This is a team that should go out there and make the playoffs. Anything less than that's a disappointment.
I agree with that. Are the Giants still a playoff team?
At this point, as it stands, no. I don't think so.
I agree with that,
too. This is a team that had an opportunity to go out there and make a splash with the James Shields. You want to talk about depth, and that's the other thing. That's what James Shields did in that San Diego rotation. They had a good rotation already, and then all of a sudden you have Shields, and you back him up with Cashner, and you back him up with Ross. Man, I mean, this is a rotation now in San Diego that goes about 18. I'm looking at a rotation in San Francisco that is what, Madison Bumgarner, and then question marks. A bunch of question marks. And it doesn't mean these guys can't go out there and get the job done. Sure, yeah, you bring Vogelsong back, you bring Jake Peavy back, but we're flipping coins at this point on what you're going to get out of those guys. Now, the one thing I can say about Brian Sabean is that apparently they made a run at John Lester. Apparently at some point they were in on the conversation with James Shields, which is shocking to me because if you're in on the conversation for James Shields and you see him go to San Diego after everything that San Diego's done for $75 million, that's
why we're over the Giants.
Man, I can't believe you won't go ahead and do that. So I'm looking at it. The Giants, in my opinion, now they're primed and positioned still because they didn't make some of those moves. And this is what we need to remember about Brian Sabean. You don't have to make the move now. The move can be made between here and July, and how can I possibly question him? John Smoltz said this. I'm done questioning Brian Sabean. I'm with John Smoltz. I'm done questioning him. 3 world championships in the past 5 years.
Don't love the team, though, as we get ready for spring training. Eric, we'll talk next week. Thanks so much, Dave. I appreciate it.